Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Waller's Wallet, and in this video, we're gonna take a look at a couple popular Vanguard index funds, VTSAX and VTI, and which option you should consider for using for your long-term investing portfolio. Now, if you want a simple way to help out the channel, consider hitting that thumbs up button. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn that bell notification on as well so you don't miss out on future videos. Now, I am a big fan of index funds, and they're a huge part of my portfolio. And there are just so many things to like about Vanguard funds. They're low cost, they have great diversity, and they're very easy to buy. And the thing about VTSAX and VTI is that they are so similar and have so much overlap. But there are some differences that could really make a difference for you. Now, what is VTSAX and what is VTI? VTSAX is a mutual fund and VTI is an exchange traded fund or ETF from Vanguard. And both of these follow the CRSP US Total Market Index, which follows about 4,000 options across from mega, large, small, and micro capitalization, and this makes up just about 100% of the US investable equity market. And both VTI and VTSAX are made up of the same 3,640 stocks in their portfolios, which is a lot of different stocks. And they both pretty much match the CRSP US Total Market for equity characteristics as well. So pretty much when that index does well, so will both of these funds. But while they're made up of over 3,600 different stocks, the top 10 stocks make up almost 25% of their net assets. And these include options like Apple, Tesla, Amazon, Facebook, and others. So it's not an equal distribution of holdings across these funds. So how do you invest in VTSAX and in VTI? Now you can actually buy VTSAX a few different ways. But ideally, you want to buy this directly from Vanguard because it's going to save you money, potentially a lot of money, because other places are going to charge you a fee when you purchase VTSAX from them, and these fees are going to vary. I mean, over on Merrill Edge, it's a $20 fee every time you wanted to purchase VTSAX. And this is going to eat into the amount of money you can invest, especially if you're doing this multiple times a month or even just a couple times a year. It's just not efficient and it's going to be more costly for you. And you don't have these fees when you buy VTSAX directly from Vanguard, which is why Vanguard is the best place to buy VTSAX. And another great benefit of purchasing VTSAX with Vanguard is that you can set up automatic investments so it pulls money out of your checking account and buys you more VTSAX, and you don't need to buy whole shares or even think about it. So if you wanted to invest $510.37 each and every month, great, you can do that. You can set up your Vanguard account to invest that money for you automatically. So this not only saves you time, but if you're someone who might freeze up because you think you can get a better price in a few days and you would wait, this prevents you from doing that. This also would prevent you from forgetting. Now for VTI, there are no fees to purchase this ETF anywhere. Places have pretty much eliminated these fees, so you can buy it on Schwab, Fidelity, M1, Webull, and plenty of other options at no additional cost. But the kicker is for some places you do need to buy in full shares and you're not able to set up auto investing on Vanguard or a few other places for VTI. Now there are some platforms like M1 that will allow you to buy fractional shares and set up auto investing for those funds as well. But this is going to vary based on the app or the website you're using to purchase your VTI. And this basically makes it a VTSAX workaround because you get the benefit of auto investing on some of these apps. Now, when you buy VTSAX, it doesn't matter when you buy it during the day. You can buy it at 10 a.m. or at 2:30 p.m. Your purchase for VTSAX won't be completed until the end of the trading day and after all the numbers are crunched. So daily fluctuations aren't going to matter since you're always buying after the market's closed and settled. And this is different than if you buy VTI because you can pretty much buy VTI anytime during the trading day and lock in the price that you see. Now, a potential barrier for people to buy VTSAX is the fact there is a minimum investment amount of $3,000 to invest in VTSAX. And you may not currently have $3,000 lying around just to toss into a Vanguard fund. So this requirement could make VTSAX unattainable for newer investors. But there's a workaround here, I guess if you want to call it that. Now you can buy VTI through Vanguard, and once you have $3,000 in VTI, you can actually sell those shares to buy yourself VTSAX. Now this will come with tax implications, so do be aware of that. But with VTI, there's no minimum investment requirements. You can buy as low as just one share, or as we see more places offer fractional shares, you can buy a part of a share and slowly increase your VTI holding. But now what are the fees for VTSAX and VTI? Now the great thing here is that both options have extremely low fees. VTSAX has an expense ratio of only 0.04%, while VTI has an expense ratio of 0.03%. So we are talking a 0.01% difference here, which is pretty much negligible. That means for every $10,000 you have invested in VTSAX, you're paying $4 or $3 for VTI. This is extremely reasonable and quite cheap. And really, it doesn't get much better than this. But how have these funds performed? And let's say these funds have been quite fantastic. Now, 2020 was a great year in the market, and VTSAX had a 1-year return of 20.68%, a 3-year return of 12.41%, a 5-year return of 16.7%, and a 10-year return of 13.5%. For VTI, the 1-year return was 20.59%, the 3-year return was 12.38%, the 5-year return was 16.72%, and the 10-year return was 13.49%. And both of these offer solid returns, and they will make you a lot of money over time. But now, do these funds offer dividends, and what are those dividends? Now, I'm a fan of dividends because that means you can take the money you've earned from your dividends, reinvest it back in the fund that you have, giving you more shares over time, helping you compound your return. And this really makes your money work for you. And VTSAX currently has a dividend yield of 1.42%. And for VTI, its dividend yield is currently 1.43%. So again, we basically see the same dividends yield here, and both of them pay their dividends on a quarterly basis. Now with all of that information, should you be investing in VTSAX or VTI? Now what's great here is there's really not a wrong answer. It really depends on you and how you want to invest. And both of these are great options, and they're essentially the same thing. It just comes down to a few key considerations. If you're someone who only wants to work with Vanguard directly and not apps like M1 or Webull and want to simplify your life with automatic investments, VTSAX is really going to be a good option for you. That ability to automate things is huge, and it not only saves you time, but it prevents you from forgetting or even trying to time the market. And while there is that $3,000 requirement, once you get the $3,000, this could really make your life a lot easier. But with the addition of fractional shares and being able to buy just a piece of VTI now possible, and it's extremely easy to do, and some platforms even allow you to auto-invest in VTI. So if you're someone comfortable using another platform other than Vanguard, VTI I think is going to be the better option because you get real-time pricing, a slightly lower expense ratio, and there's no requirement in order to invest in VTI. But no matter which option you choose, both of these are great options for your long-term investment portfolio. So let me know, which of these two would you use? Now, if you're someone looking to build a simple portfolio, then be sure to check out this video right here, where I talk about how to build a great investment portfolio using only 3 funds. And if you want to support the channel, take a look at the links down below. And if you know anybody that would find this video helpful or useful, feel free to share with them. And until next time, take care.